847-704-6251. To live chat, go to xshow.co. To call the live line, dial 716-783-9325. And now, back to the show.
Hi folks, welcome back to Heard It on the X, the East Coast premier music talk show, brought to you by Mackie, Ampeg, Ernie Ball, and Regal Tip. Also brought to you by Rich's Music Exchange in Hamburg. And I want to remind everybody, if you have some live, not live, why do you keep saying live, Josh? What's wrong with me?
Because you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that would explain it. If you have some original music, please get it to us, because the makers of the movie Boyd are going to go through it and maybe put as many as 8 local original music songs in their movie, which is premiering April 7th at the Palace Theater.
Yeah, it's got to be radio ready stuff, though, and you got to get it in as soon as you can.
Yeah, and when I say radio ready, when we're saying radio ready, it means it's got to be done and
it's got to be produced. I mean,
if you got a Fisher-Price tape machine and you're trying to sing into it and it's a really great song, don't worry about it.
I used to have one of those Talk Boys. Those were awesome.
Yeah. Actually, the way that iPads are now, you can almost do one right on an iPad.
Yeah, you really could. Back to the Talk Boy. I mean, come on, bring them back. Bring them back.
So, do you think there's going to be a chance for you to be in a movie, Josh?
I've been in a few movies, very tastefully done.
You have been?
No, I have not. That's my lookalike. But I would love to be in a movie. I think I got the movie face.
You do have the movie. I think you could be a good actor.
I pretend to like you.
Ooh, terrible. So, once again, we want to welcome everybody back. And right now we're going to go to a segment of the show we're going to be doing every week. We're going to be joined by Mr. Nitelife, Ed Honeck himself. Eddie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Eddie!
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. And normally you'd be in studio, but you're a little under the weather, but you're still Mr. Nitelife, and you're still... You're just that kind of guy. You got to get the job done, right, Ed?
That's right. I'm plugging away as best I can here. I got a little cold from my daughter over the weekend, but I'm rallying.
Perfect. So those of you out there who don't know what Nitelife magazine is, you can pick it up just about anywhere in Western New York. And for the last 30 years, Nitelife magazine has been the magazine to go to for live music in town, for movie reviews, for theater showings. It's absolutely a fantastic magazine. And for the last 28 years or something, Eddie has put on the Buffalo Music Awards and just recently switched him over to the Nitelife Music Awards. He's a big proponent of live music in Western New York and local bands in Western New York. And I want to welcome you again to the show, sick or not, Ed Honeck. So what do you want to talk about, Ed?
Well, I thought tonight here we'd talk about the local music scene a little bit and maybe touch upon some good nationals that are coming into the Western New York area.
Okay, and kind of this is our little heads up, because Nitelife comes out on Mondays. So what we're doing is the night before you're going to let us in on the scene section of the paper, right?
Exactly. You know, there's a lot of clubs obviously in Western New York that are doing live music, Rich, and we try to highlight here on your show here some of the major places that are going to be proponent of promoting local music, and the bands that quite a few of them have won awards in the past, and some are just up-and-coming bands. So that's what we like to touch upon tonight.
Okay, so what do you got? Who's doing what cool thing?
Well, we can start off right now with probably our famous place downtown that's been around for almost the same amount of years, 28, 30 years, which is the Elmwood Lounge on Elmwood Avenue.
Home of Lance Diamond.
Yes, exactly. On Friday night, they have their shows at 10 o'clock on Friday night. They have a band called City Limits. But on Saturdays, they have the redundant Lance Diamond and his band plays every Saturday at 11 o'clock. So it's pretty exciting to, in the downtown area for, that type of music. We can scoot across town over to Rhino's Union Pub, and next Friday on March 9th, they have a band called Whiplash. And on Saturday the 10th, they got another band called Drunken Uncle. It goes on from there, but are you playing out this weekend?
Actually, I'm off this weekend, so I plan on being out with you looking at some of these bands.
Excellent, excellent. Well, then we can skate over to the Armor Inn Tap Room. Friday, March 9th, they got JJ Swing. And on Saturday, March 10th, they have Underground Stampede. So there you go, from different components of music in itself at one of the newer clubs that's only about a year old in the Hamburg area.
That's right. And the Armor Tap Room is the guys who had the tap room downtown, so they know how to do it, and they've been bringing in a lot of good blues acts and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are, and actually I'll touch upon it in a little while here, but they're also, once a month, they're doing national acts. So it's pretty exciting over in the Hamburg area to have, local music being compounded with national music also over there. You know where Jack of Mine South is, Rich?
I do. I know that place.
Yeah, it's on Southwestern. They have on March 9th, they got Caitlin Cook and the Jamie Moses band.
Caitlin.
Past this upper Rich, she won actually 2 music awards.
Well, and she was Buffalo's American Idol, and she was on X Factor too.
That's correct. That's correct. And so that'll be a good time out of Jack of Mine South with Caitlin Cook on March 9th. And then on March 10th, they come back with an old-time band called Silver Extreme, which I've seen out there a few times myself, and they just pack the place.
Patsy Silver, she's excellent.
Yes, she is. If you want to go out towards the Depew area, towards the Odd Bar and Grill, which is over on Transit Road, on March 9th, they have a band called High Horse. High Horse is a band from Niagara Falls. They actually won Best Niagara Falls Band in the past 2011 Nitelife Music Awards. And then on Saturday, they come back with Warrior 84. So you can see there's quite a number of bands that are pretty well diversified playing out in their area. So we're pretty excited to, kind of highlight these. We've got more if you'd like to know where they are.
So pick up the magazine tomorrow. The magazine will come out tomorrow. Anything big national coming? We got a couple minutes left. Any national stuff coming to town, even if it's not this week, maybe in the weeks coming up? Anything you can let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah, actually, when I mentioned to you about some national acts locally here, it's kind of like a blues time in the next month or so with the Armor Inn having a band called Piston Miller in the mix on March 8th, and then Rhinos comes back with March 22nd with Anthony Gomes, another big blues artist. The 12th, interesting enough, on April 13th has Papa Chubby, and he's always a favorite. And he played down at the old Lafayette Tap Room a couple years ago, and excellent.
Yeah,
some of the big acts like Tuesday the 13th, March 13th is Stephen Kellogg and the Sixers. They're a great band, and they're playing the 12th.
Yeah, I saw them.
You got some big names, Rich. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, April 13th at the First Niagara Center. So that'll be always great. And an old-time comer that I think you and I saw together was Johnny Winter. And he's playing April 28th at the 12th. So there's a lot of great acts, national acts coming into our local area.
So music is alive and well in Western New York, and Nitelife Magazine is definitely the magazine of choice to set your bearings and plan it out. And we're going to start doing this once a week, giving people an extra day's notice before the magazine comes out to let them map out where they want to go.
Exactly.
All right,
there's many more locations located inside our magazine, and if you pick one up, you'll be able to see most of the major clubs that are in Western New York promoting not only live music, but some of the great nationals that are coming in that are touring around the area now.
Fantastic. Well, Eddie, I thank you for taking the time, and you're going to probably be in studio with us next week, and I hope you feel better, and I will talk to you soon.
You definitely will. I appreciate, again, being on the show, and looking forward to next week, and everybody have a great Sunday here.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Thanks a lot, Rich.
You're welcome, brother. Eddie is one of the nicest guys in the world. He really does a lot for the local music scene. I mean, he really does. And he's been putting on him, Rick Falkowski. They've been putting on the Buffalo Music Awards. Rick decided to retire a couple of years ago now, right? Is it? I think the last two have been Nitelife.
No, this was the first that was just Nitelife. Last year there were both.
Oh, there was two. That's right. There was both. But he's just great, and he's a big proponent of Buffalo music, and he always has been. And he's a fun guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great hang. You go see an act with him. He's a great hang.
He's a dangerous hang because you're going to end up walking crooked, getting out of there.
The Toxic Honeck.
I like that.
Eddie the Toxic Honeck.
That's a great name. That's a great name. We're going to head to a commercial break, and we just got some breaking news. If you're out there listening, Shawnee Mac McQuiller, who's a good friend of the show and is also the lead singer of Kool and the Gang, he's going to be joining us at 8:15, giving us a live report of how the Van Halen tour is going. They're opening up for Van Halen. Plus, we're going to draw at the top of the hour for the tickets for the winner, who's going to be buying me beer all night at the Van Halen show.
Yes.
So this is going to be big fun, and I'm going to get free beer. Stick around, folks. Heard it on